Hey folks, I'm Chris and I'm your Commander Mechanic, here with another tune-up. But before we get started, I wanted to once again remind everybody of our big August giveaway. We are doing a drawing for a full 100-card Commander Mechanic certified Yuriko the Tiger Shadow deck. We're also giving away secondary prizes of Infinitokens and double Masters boosters, so make sure to enter. You can find the video with all of the rules and details up top. So let's see what's in the workshop for today's tune-up. Viewer Anthalt writes, "This deck is built around Steel and Sack, and is mid-powered despite being high budget. All of my playgroup is really similar. I've been tuning and tweaking over the last year, and I'm really happy with it mostly, but it's very Yasova reliant. There are multiple infinite combos within as a backup." Wow, so you weren't kidding. I want everybody to avoid sticker shock looking at this price tag. Don't immediately assume it's high power, despite being high value. It does cost more than most people's first cars. Now, despite that, there is no doubt room for improvement. Yasova is a really unique commander in that she lets you steal your opponent's creature, but only creatures with power less than Yasova's. So right away, that gives us a few clear goals. We want to A, make Yasova's power higher, B, generate enough mana to activate her, and C, do something with the stolen creatures. Being Teamer helps with a few of these. Red, blue, and especially green helps you achieve these goals. You're leaning on equipment to make Yasova's power bigger, but only have a few pieces that do so. Blackblade Reforged, Sword of the Chosen, and Hero's Blade. Let's see if we can increase the volume of power increases. You've got some really great sack outlets in the deck already. Goblin Bombardment, Birthing Pod, and the spicy City of Shadows. This is what you want to be doing when you steal something. Attack, then turn it into removal and value for you. Lastly, your ramp is a little lopsided. You're running a lot of sorcery speed, 3-mana ramp, like the classics Kodama's Reach, Cultivate, and creatures like Wood Elves. But those all compete with casting Yasova. You're also not running any artifact ramp outside of Arcane Signet, Gruul Signet, and Soul Ring. Because you likely want to cast your commander with 3 mana, you should be looking for more 1 and 2 mana ramp options. So let's see what we can do to improve the deck. When we're looking at what to do with your opponent's stolen creatures, there's a pair of tricksy cards I'd recommend you consider. Thassa, Deep Dwelling, and Conjurer's Closet. The main reason I bring them up is the wording. They both say, return that card to the battlefield under your control. That turns Yasova's temporary theft into permanent theft. Get it? Because you're stealing permanents. For other repeatable steal effects, Chamber of Manipulation is a rarely used option that can work with some untap effects to steal multiple creatures as long as you have draw effects to replenish your hand. You may also want to include Neoform and Eldritch Evolution. They're both one-time sack outlets that act as one-time Birthing Pod activations and can help tutor up a combo piece. Culling Dais is a great way to turn stolen creatures into future cards drawn. And I really can't say enough about Spawning Pit. Not only is it great for sacking your opponent's creatures, but if you're facing down a board wipe, it's a way to rebound right away. On the mana side of the deck, I am always an advocate of running more mana dorks where you can. In this deck's case, they can be used as fodder to your sack outlets the later in the game you get, and you can get Yasova on turn 2 reliably. Birds of Paradise, Llanowar Elves, and especially Arbor Elf. I say Arbor Elf in particular as you have multiple dual lands in the deck, meaning Arbor Elf can typically help you make any color you need. And if we shift mana production to 1 casting cost, including Wild Growth in the deck is a great way to keep those mana costs rolling, both early and mid-game. Now lastly, you want to make Yasova bigger so she can steal bigger things. Ideally inexpensive, and ideally repeatable. For creature-based solutions, I really like Thunderfoot Baloth, Wolfear Silverheart, and Forgotten Ancient. All 3 come down after Yasova and can help her ramp up with your opponent's board states. For non-creature-based solutions, you've already got some equipment, but I can't recommend Rancor enough. It's 1 mana, it's repeatable, and it's a 2-power boost. Demon Male Hawbark checks 2 boxes. It's a sack outlet, and it's a big power boost. And a personal favorite of mine, Grafted War Gear. That 0 mana equip cost is a great way to shuffle it around when you need to. So here's our tune-up. We've shifted the curve a little lower to make it possible to power out a turn 2 Yasova. We also want to make sure you have the mana to activate her and the ability to ramp her power higher over time. We've got a few more repeatable ways to take creatures, and a few more options if you want to get rid of them, or if you want to keep them. Overall, the deck should function a bit better if you don't have Yasova out, and overall should be more consistent. For upgrades, look into Conqueror's Flail. Great for pumping Yasova's power and preventing opponents from messing with your plans. If budget isn't really an issue, fast mana would be the next step. Mana Crypt, Chrome Mox, Mox Diamond, a fast way to get, well, faster. Carpet of Flowers would also be a great inclusion for increasing your mana generation, especially if there are a lot of blue players in your playgroup. A big thanks to Anthalt for submitting this deck. It really looks like you spent some time, love, and care in cultivating it, and I'm hoping that we've been able to, together, take it to the next level. If anybody out there has any recommendations for cards to add to a Yasova Dragonclaw list, make sure to leave them in the comments below. But until next time, good luck and have fun. And a big shout out to our patrons this month. Your support helps us continue to grow the channel. A special shout out to our Lodestone Golems, Ben Frayne and Will Briggs, and our Metalwork Colossi, Nick Cooper, Charles Olson, and Austin Charlotte. Thanks for your support. All advice in this video is advice only. Commander is about having fun your way. Don't let anybody tell you how to play EDH.